Welcome back to Aqua Goddess Tarot. We are going to be doing a new moon in Sagittarius solar eclipse predictive reading. So this very, very important moment in the month of December is happening right now. Specifically on December 14th, that is when we are going to have this solar eclipse, and it also happens to be a new moon in Sagittarius. So what we want to do is we want to be as mindful as possible for all the things that we have going on right now and how we want to use this energy to channel for the greatest good. So thank you, universe, asking to bring forth any messages for the highest vibrational good only to help during this new moon in Sagittarius, as well as this solar eclipse. Okay, that's interesting. That occurs on the same day. Solar eclipse is all about a new beginning, all about light and love, all about a freshness of course. And so that'll be very interesting. So the first card that's coming up right now is void of course. So there's going to be something in your life that you're going to need to stop. There's something that's been going on way too long that needs to be halted. And so what that most likely is going to represent is you've had this journey you've been on probably for the last decade, if not more. And it is time for you to get to a place where you just free yourself from that and you let it be. You release it. You no longer ask it to take up space in your life, and you essentially just let it be, let it go. That's going to be hard. It's endings. It's letting go of people, situations, circumstances, things that you really thought was your identity, because this is what you're going to get instead. You're going to get yourself. You're going to get who you are. You're going to get expansiveness. You're going to get creativity. You're going to get all of those things. Excuse me, baby. Shut up. Shh. Hush up. Hush up. You want to be in this? Don't mind him. He's a Virgo. He likes the things he likes. Isn't that right, boo? Hey. Okay. Anyway, so what I was saying was that we have okay, well, he's giving his 2 cents as well. So we have the conjunction, we have lunar eclipse, we have full moon, and we have Sagittarius, and we have the 6th house. So that's real interesting. His energy is jumping into this reading because we got this 6th house Virgo going on. So that's what that's all about. But this conjunction, which is unity, autonomy, individualization. So this is really the symbiotic relationship between the new moon and Sagittarius, as well as the solar eclipse. So this is saying that you can harness the power of both. So with a new moon, that is when you want to begin any of the things that you are doing. That is when you want to begin your intention work. That is when you want to start things in motion for the first time. That is the best time of the month to do it. And you do it through the energy of Sagittarius. Sagittarius is the philosopher. It's the highest understanding of knowing. It is our wisdom sign. And so this is talking about ushering in a new era of understanding the world, a new era of belief specifically in yourself, honestly, because we're going to have some Aquarian energy that's going to be going on too in the month or later on in the month. And so this is really the time to do that. It's saying if the new moon in Sagittarius had tenfold strength and the solar eclipse had tenfold strength together, this conjunction is creating an environment where it's going to be 100-fold. So be very precise on what you want to do. So the new moon is talking about you're initiating something new, this next chapter going on in your life, okay? And the solar eclipse is saying that it is a new beginning, something that is much different than what you were doing before, a new ambition, a new way of going after life, a new approach to life, to be honest with you. So then we have this lunar eclipse too. And so we had a lunar eclipse prior. And the interesting thing about the lunar eclipse is that lunar eclipse versus solar eclipse, lunar eclipse is everything that has to do with shadow work, trauma work, releasing the things that are not seen, healing the traumas of the past, healing the emotional, the physical, the mental, the verbal, the all of that baggage, letting that go. So that's releasing the past, breakthrough, pushing limitations, and healing. So for you to be able to get to this solar eclipse, you have to be able to let go of the past. You have to be able to release that. And this is something that has already been put in motion. This is something that is already just going to make its way out of your life. But it's just simply the universe reminding you that that is what's happening there. The full moon, okay, so the cycles of the moon or the phases of the moon, quite a bit of phases and subphases, but I'll just give it to you like this. You have your new moon, you have your first quarter, you have your full moon, and then you have your third quarter. So with that, it's kind of like the full moon is your harvest. The full moon is when the moon is the brightest outside, and that's when people would come and be able to celebrate longer because there's more light at night. So this is saying there's a peak of energy. Basically, these two relationships here are indicating that there was a peak of energy in your past life, in the things that you wanted to do, and you're over that peak, and you have to let that go. You have to release that because you have a new way of being that's going to happen, and it can't be dependent on this stuff. So if you had peaks there also were probably, you know, valleys. There are also probably low points in which it felt very uncomfortable for you, or it felt very like, why am I here? Why am I doing this kind of thing? Or, you know, codependent kind of stuff. And so you have to release all that stuff. Sagittarius is marching on in today and saying like, look, you know, this is the energy that's coming across, the Sagittarius energy. The Sagittarius in the new moon is saying, just trust. It's all about trust. It's surrendering to the process of the universe, process of the collective, process of whatever it is that you believe in. It's just a long, continuous surrender. And this sixth house energy is sending the message that for anything you want, you have to be strategic for. For anything you want, you have to work hard, and it has to make sense. You know, when people say, make it make sense, make it make sense. You know, as you're going into this new chapter in your life, you don't have time anymore for these kind of things that you used to entertain in your previous life that didn't make sense. Oh, I gotta, you know, tiptoe around this person. Why? Well, I don't want to, you know, rock the boat. Well, maybe somebody need to rock their boat, because there should be a reason why they're upset all the time, and it shouldn't have anything to do with you regulating that for them. But in this new life, you have much stronger boundaries, much better. He walking away now because he know I'm talking about him. Much stronger boundaries, much better boundaries going on right now. All of this stuff. And so just really staying very nice and connected in with that message right there. So let's see. Okay. Let me see. Jumping into this. You want to be in this reading? He does. He's so pressed. Okay. Actually, before I get to there, let me get to this right here. Spirit guides, are there any particular messages that you want to send to them that will help them activate any psychic powers, or any messages or visions they need to receive on the new moon in Sagittarius and the solar eclipse? Is there something they uniquely need to know about this experience as it is happening? Okay. That was interesting. Okay. Whew. You ain't saying nothing, Virgo. He's busy right now. He's busy living his life. And doing what it is he's doing. Okay, so I keep on getting this message that's coming across where it's like, there's going to be an obstacle. And when I think of the obstacle, it comes off like first quarter moon, where you start something and then you hit your obstacles, and it's all about learning how to navigate through those obstacles. So just pay attention to the fact that I don't want you to get so excited by something that you are at 1,000%, and then an obstacle happens and you're just like, oh, I give up. No. Be very critical. You know, bring in the sixth house energy of being very critical, being very strategic. Like, choose a path that is for you, but also one that makes sense for you, that is practical. It is all about practicality here. You know, don't choose something that seems so like luxurious and so glamorous, but then it is unrealistic for you, and it causes actually more pain inside. And then I get this feeling of like, the harder you go, the easier it is. The more consistent you are, the better that it is going to be on you. Okay. And then there's going to be a couple of moments as well too where it's like it's an ebb and flow. Like the message that I'm receiving is like this ebb and flow kind of message. Like you need to know when to go hard, and that's really that Sagittarius energy. You need to know when to go hard, and you also need to know when to go soft here. Okay. Seeker. So this is really a potent time to be seeking wisdom and knowledge, because that's something that's coming across with that Sagittarius energy. So if you're looking for a path, if you feel a little bit lost in life, this is the perfect time to seek the results that you are looking for, because there's a lot of energy that's giving you. It's a very receptive energy here that is giving you what you need. Dare to dream. Again, this is the new beginnings and those dreams that are going to be happening for you. You know, have a big, audacious goal. At the same time, it has to be practical. And let me give you an example. Like, say you want to learn a new skill or something, or you want to start some passion project. Make it something you can do. Don't make the passion project be, oh, I want to be someone who goes to space. Okay, well, I'm not saying you can't go to space, but if you're not in that field and there's all this back work, are you willing to do all the back work to get there? Are you willing to do that? Are you willing to, okay, so do something that makes more sense. Like, oh, I want to take up this hobby. I want to play, I want to, watch this series or something like that. Or I want to get into this, I don't know, cosplay or something like that. I want to get into this kind of stuff. Like, do that, and that's something actually more reachable, more attainable, probably going to be much more fun in the long run. Versatility, versatility. You never know if it's that what kind of cannabis that is, but versatility meaning the message that was coming up earlier, a sense of adaptability, knowing when to go hard, when to go soft, knowing when to balance, when not to balance, when to assert yourself, and when to be patient is so important. Okay. So we have higher perspective. We have connect to the heart. We have boundaries, and we have wielding. So higher perspective, I feel like directly correlates to dare to dream. We have boundaries, which I feel like is versatility. Actually, higher perspective is the seeker. Dare to dream. And then we have wielding. So talking about strength and talking about, so do you know your own strength? That's kind of like the message that I'm getting from this. Do you know your own strength? Are you aware of everything that you have within your power that is so strong, that is so miraculous, that is so beautiful, that is so potent, that you can call upon at any time in your life to do exactly what it is you need to do? Take risks. So this is such a powerful new energy, because I'm specifically talking about today the new moon in Sagittarius on December 14th. That also happens to be a solar eclipse, and how you can, use that energy and manifest there. But I'm going to take it to like another level to explain that there's a lot of stuff going on in December. December on the 17th, Saturn goes into Aquarius. And then there's that Jupiter energy in Aquarius. So this both expansion and contraction at the same time. You're going into the new moon or the new year. And then, of course, you have your full moon as well. There we have the winter solstice on the 21st. And the great conjunction that hasn't happened in over 800 years. The Star of Bethlehem is going to be visible for the first time in a long time. So there's all of these very strong moments that are happening here in the universe that you can be able to use, you can be able to utilize, that you can be able to bring into your light, to bring into all of the energy that you have. Okay, so when I go into the extended read, I'm actually going to look at any other messages, any specific things that you should be doing. So that'll be for you. If you want to be connected with that, you can go ahead and use the link in the description box.